Over the past few weeks, the question on everyone's lips has been whether or not the singer will be granted bail as prosecutors fiercely battled to keep him in custody. This speaks volumes about the gravity of the case and what they are building against him. At the center of the storm is 27-year-old Christian Combs, the eldest son of rap mogul Sean Diddy Combs, and a rising star in his own right, known as King Christian, is caught in a whirlwind of whispers and rumors suggesting he may be working secretly with federal prosecutors mere days before his father's trial begins. Where Diddy faces grave charges of sex trafficking and extortion. The implications of these charges could result in Diddy serving up to 20 years behind bars. Federal sources have revealed court documents outlining the possibility of Christian's testimony playing a pivotal role in the case. Christian is seen as the golden key to unlocking the truth about his father's opulent parties in the Hamptons in Miami, spanning from 2015 to 2022, during which time Diddy allegedly involved others in a network of secretive and exploitative activities. Armed with insider knowledge of chartered private jet flights, elite guest lists, and shady financial transactions, Christian's potential testimony could serve as the final blow to Diddy's defense. Mark Diaz, a former federal prosecutor, believes that a family member's testimony holds immense weight in conspiracy cases, especially when dealing with such a high-profile figure as Diddy. But the question remains, is Christian truly ready to take the stand and confront his father, or is he torn between loyalty and self-preservation? Christian's involvement could determine whether or not Diddy faces a lifetime behind bars or walks free. This is not just a trial. It's a family tragedy filled with power struggles, loyalty, and deeply buried secrets waiting to be uncovered. Christian has always been seen as the heir to his father's empire, yet now he is the one who might decide its future. Does he help expose the truth, or does he stay silent and protect the legacy of the Combs name? The stakes are incredibly high as the trial looms closer. Christian was spotted partying just days after a key pre-trial hearing with his girlfriend, Raven Tracy, at Pulse nightclub in Miami. Their public appearances have only fueled the growing suspicion that Christian may be betraying his father, but could this behavior be part of a larger strategy to protect his family from falling apart? After all, Christian knows that to survive in this brutal legal battle, he might need to outmaneuver everyone, even his own father. But is he simply trying to avoid the worst-case scenario, or is he plotting a grander scheme that could topple the entire Combs dynasty? This trial has the potential to become the biggest spectacle in entertainment history, not just for the accusations against Diddy, but for the possibility that Christian will take the witness stand against him. Prosecutors have amassed a mountain of evidence against Diddy, including raid documents from surprise federal investigations on his luxury estates in Los Angeles and Miami. The raids uncovered shocking evidence of financial malfeasance and covert dealings with shell companies that funneled millions through Bad Boy Entertainment, hidden behind lavish expense accounts and charters for luxury jets. The financial trail leads straight to Diddy's elite circle, where deep pockets are filled with murky dealings that transcend music and pop culture. But it's not just Diddy's empire that's under investigation. Christian is at the heart of this storm. His involvement is said to be key to unlocking the most damning details of his father's covert operations. Christian's sudden cooperation with authorities has sent shockwaves through the entertainment and legal worlds. Was this a desperate act to protect himself, or is he genuinely attempting to bring his father to justice? The speculation grew after a recent video surfaced showing Christian and Raven living it up at a lavish party. Just 2 days after a high-profile hearing, this video raises questions about his true loyalties. Does he see this as his moment to step out from his father's shadow, or is he playing a dangerous game of deception to protect Diddy from total collapse? The plot thickens when considering the role of Raven Tracy, Christian's girlfriend, and an influencer with millions of followers. Raven's connection to Christian goes beyond romance and into the realm of business and power. While some view her as a supportive partner, others have begun to suspect that she may be guiding Christian towards a calculated move that will change the course of the trial. Unverified reports suggest Raven has had links to Diddy's business operations through her previous work in event planning under his company. But does she have more sinister ties to Diddy's empire than anyone knows? One thing is clear: Raven is no stranger to the high-stakes world Christian now finds himself in, as he faces the unimaginable choice between protecting his family and securing his own freedom. The question remains whether Raven is a shield for Christian or a hidden mastermind, maneuvering behind the scenes in this chess game of power and betrayal. The tension reaches a boiling point when Christian is revealed to have held secret meetings with prosecutors in Manhattan. These encounters were described as preliminary discussions, but they are anything but ordinary. Christian's cooperation with authorities has raised red flags for many, but it's his relationship with Raven that complicates, which matters further. Investigators have uncovered disturbing details that suggest Raven may not just be a passive observer in all of this. In fact, sources close to the investigation claim that Raven's bank accounts received large transfers around the time of Christian's secret meetings with prosecutors. Does this mean that Raven is playing a role in a larger conspiracy, one that could involve not only Christian but the entire entertainment world? Christian's legal team has done everything in its power to maintain silence, refusing to engage with the media or make public statements, while this tactic has only fueled speculation and curiosity. It has also placed an immense amount of pressure on Christian to prove his innocence or face the wrath of a public who is eagerly awaiting his next move. Many are now questioning whether Christian's actions will reveal him as a puppet in Raven's game, or if he is indeed the architect of a grand plan to reshape the future of bad boy entertainment from within the heart of this chaos. Raven continues to remain a shadowy figure, her motives unclear, and her involvement in the case uncertain as the legal battle intensifies. It is becoming clear that this saga is far from over and that Christian's decision will ultimately determine whether the Combs dynasty crumbles or survives. As the trial draws nearer, the spotlight on Christian Combs and his role in the case intensifies the question that everyone is asking. Is Christian truly a victim caught in the crossfire of a corrupt empire, or is he an active player in a much larger scheme? Before the trial was set to begin, Christian was spotted again at a high-profile event with Raven. Tracy by his side this time at an exclusive gala in New York City. Their carefree attitude stood in stark contrast to the gravity of the charges looming over his father. This behavior has sparked even more speculation, with many wondering if Christian and Raven are trying to play the role of innocent bystanders in a media game that has escalated far beyond their control, or if they are, in fact, the masterminds behind a carefully orchestrated plan designed to shift the balance of power within the Combs empire. Raven, once seen as a mere influencer with a growing social media presence, now appears to be playing a much larger role in Christian's life. Her actions at recent public events suggest that she is more than just a girlfriend, but perhaps a partner in Christian's rise to power and an integral part of the strategy to secure a place at the top of bad boy entertainment. Raven has been linked to several key figures in the entertainment industry who have ties to the covert activities that Diddy is accused of overseeing. What is most disturbing, however, is Raven's involvement in a series of financial transactions that have raised red flags for investigators. According to sources close to the case, Raven's bank accounts received sizable transfers at crucial moments when Christian was meeting with prosecutors. The timing of these payments has sparked intense interest, as they could indicate that Raven is not only a passive observer, but an active participant in this high-stakes game of power. Behind the closed doors of the legal teams, the question of Raven's involvement has become a topic of intense scrutiny. Former employees of Bad Boy Entertainment have come forward with disturbing accounts of Raven's presence at various events. She was often seen coordinating behind-the-scenes activities at parties, events, and private gatherings that are now at the center of the allegations against Diddy. Sources claim that Raven had a much more significant role than previously thought. Her ties to Diddy's events are now under the microscope, and questions are being raised about whether she used her relationship with Christian to manipulate the situation to her advantage. Some even speculate that Raven is positioning herself as the next queen in this game of power, maneuvering behind Christian to ensure that he is poised to take over once Diddy's empire crumbles. But is she merely playing the part of the dutiful girlfriend, or does she have grander plans? As the trial enters its second week, the tension surrounding Christian and Raven reaches a fever pitch. It becomes clear that their actions, both in public and private, are being watched by more than just the media Every move is being analyzed and dissected in an effort to understand the true motivations behind their seemingly carefree appearances. The trial itself has become a spectacle, a dramatic collision of power, family, and betrayal that has captured the public's attention in a way few cases have before. It is not just Diddy who stands to lose everything, but also Christian, who finds himself caught between a rock and a hard place as the legal pressure mounts. Christian's true role in the conspiracy becomes increasingly difficult to discern. Is he trying to save his father, or is he orchestrating a plan to steal everything from him? Christian's testimony could change the course of the trial and the future of his family's empire. Yet every step he takes in the courtroom will be scrutinized by both the prosecution and the defense in a battle for control that extends far beyond the courtroom walls. His silence has already spoken volumes. But what happens when he finally takes the stand? Will he protect his father and family name, or will he expose the truth that could bring down the entire Combs dynasty? The legal drama takes another unexpected turn when a source close to the investigation reveals that Christian may be seeking a deal with prosecutors in exchange for his cooperation. The revelation sends shockwaves through the media and legal circles alike. Christian has not yet been indicted, but his cooperation with authorities is said to be crucial to the case. Against Diddy, some believe that Christian is playing a dangerous game, leveraging his knowledge of his father's empire to protect himself and ensure his own survival in the face of overwhelming pressure from federal prosecutors. But others believe that Christian's decision to cooperate with authorities signals a betrayal of his family, one that could ultimately destroy the relationship between father and son forever. Despite Christian's apparent cooperation with the prosecution, his defense team has maintained a firm stance of silence, refusing to make any public statements on the case. This silence has only fueled the growing public obsession with the Combs family's drama, and every move they make is now a spectacle for the world to see. The defense team, led by high-powered attorney Aaron Sussman, has been working tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure that Christian's role in the case remains as limited as possible. Sussman has gone on record to assert that Christian is not a target of the investigation and that any claims of his involvement in the alleged crimes are baseless. But with the mounting evidence against Diddy, the pressure on Christian to testify is intensifying. As the trial moves forward, Christian faces a delicate balancing act. Every decision he makes could either solidify his position as a key witness or force him into the role of a defendant in a case that could unravel his entire family's legacy. The coming weeks will determine whether Christian stands with his father in defense of their shared empire, or whether he severs his ties with Diddy and takes a different path altogether. The trial has already cast a long shadow over the Combs family, and Christian's actions could be the deciding factor in the final chapter of the Empire's story. Meanwhile, Raven's role in all of this continues to remain a subject of intense scrutiny. While she has consistently supported Christian through his legal troubles, questions remain about her true motivations. Sources close to the case suggest that Raven may be playing a much larger role in the grand scheme of things than anyone realizes. Could she be orchestrating Christian's rise to power within the bad boy entertainment empire? Is Raven using Christian as a pawn in her own game of power and manipulation? Or is she simply a supportive partner caught in the whirlwind of a family tragedy? The stakes are higher than ever as the trial enters its final stages. The fate of Sean Diddy Combs hangs in the balance, and Christian's testimony could either save his father or bring the empire crashing down around them. The question remains, will Christian stand by his father? Or will he take the stand as a witness against him in a case that could change the entertainment industry forever? The saga of the Combs family is far from over, and the truth may be more complicated than anyone ever imagined.